LG G6 proves that big screen phones can come in small packages, and it's the best Android phone you can buy. Many people struggle to believe the G6 has a 5.7-inch screen, because it feels so small in your hand. It's easy to stretch your thumb across to the other side of the phone when holding it in one hand, and it remains usable at all times. Try that with any phone with a 5.5-inch screen, and it's a struggle. How has LG achieved this feat? It minimized the size of the bezels and chose an 18:9 aspect ratio, making it longer and thinner than the 16:9 aspect ratio screens found on most other phones. Get used to the look, as the G6 almost certainly won't be the only 18:9 ratio phone we'll see in 2017. The front of the G6 looks very modern, thanks to the rounded corners of the screen. It's the screen that's rounded, too, rather than a bezel over the top to give it the look. Combined with the rounded corners of the phone, it helps absorb impacts and lessens the likelihood of catastrophic screen damage. The thin top and bottom bezels make the screen stand out even more, and enhance the minimalist style of the phone. This is a glass and metal phone, with Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, and Gorilla Glass 5 on the back. We are worried that it will break and be expensive to replace, so we highly recommend you buy a G6 case. Flip it over, and the rear has LG's trademark fingerprint sensor, which doubles as a power button below the dual-lens camera and flash unit. Apart from a subtle G6 logo, that's it. Our review model is platinum, which looks fantastic, and isn't the fingerprint magnet you may expect. The phone also comes in black or white. The G6 is thicker than many phones, but not by much, and it gives you a lot more phone to hold onto. Is the G6 the perfect size and shape for a smartphone? At the moment, yes it is. It combines everything we love about big screen phones and removes everything we hate about them. There's no longer a reason to compromise and buy a smaller phone, and no reason to get one bigger than the G6, either. You won't be prying the G6 out of our hands for a while. Measuring 5.7 inches and boasting an impressive 2880 by 1440 pixel resolution, the G6 has envious screen specs, but those cool rounded edges and overall size of the G6's screen isn't what makes it so special. It's the 18:9 aspect ratio. This also equates to a 2:1 ratio, which means two perfect squares fit next to each other on it, something that LG exploits in the user interface. Why should you care about the aspect ratio? Isn't that sort of thing just for sign geeks? It's actually the movie industry that may end up making or breaking the 18:9 screen. Some filmmakers consider it to be the happy medium between cinema and TV aspect ratios, meaning regardless of what screen a video is watched on, it will retain the same look, no cropping to fit, and stay the same as the director and cinematographer intended. More and more video is being watched on smartphones, so this is a major consideration. For now, there's a limited amount of 18:9 content online, mostly streamed through Netflix. We watched Daredevil and Marco Polo on the G6, and both looked superb, filling the screen entirely after taping a special button in a drop-down menu. There's something very special about seeing a video fill the screen this way. It's more immersive, more cinematic, and genuinely impactful. The aspect ratio isn't the only feature that makes the video experience on the G6 special. It's the first phone to come with both Dolby Vision and HDR10 support. This technology, previously only seen on televisions, is designed to make the image more lifelike with better colors, more accurate contrast levels, and wider viewing angles. There's not much content out there that takes advantage of it at the moment. It doesn't make any difference to regular YouTube videos, or the operating system, so it's only Netflix or Amazon Prime subscribers that may see the benefit. There's also the problem with video content that's not formatted for an 18:9 screen. That content has black bars running down the sides of the video in landscape orientation. If 18:9 video catches on like LG and others hope, this will eventually become less of a problem, but for now, you'll have to put up with them in most cases. Size oddities aside, the G6's display is stunning. It's full of color, detail, and warmth, and a true pleasure to watch. Although the screen is technically 5.7 inches in size, it doesn't really look like any other 5.7-inch screen, and some may see the G6's screen size as a con, due to the taller, thinner aspect ratio. For example, put the G6 alongside the 5.5-inch iPhone 7 Plus and open an app such as Twitter, and the iPhone will display more text and information on one screen than the G6. It's still a big screen experience, just unlike those we're used to. Android 7.0 Nougat is installed on the LG G6, and our pre-production review model had the March 2017 security patch installed, making it right up to date. LG's user interface is placed over Android and has a few additions to make better use of the 18:9 aspect ratio screen. Android purists will note changes to the notifications shade, the settings menu, and the option to enable two-app tray, or spread apps across multiple home screens. LG also provides various themes to match the color scheme of your G6, which change backgrounds, wallpapers, and icons. The G6 is ideally suited to multi-window app use, providing a perfect square for two apps to live in, and it's easy to activate using a long press of the Android menu key. LG only installs a few of its own apps, such as Quick Memo Plus, which handily syncs with Google Drive, LG Health, a Tasks app, and its own messaging, music, file manager, and calendar apps. Additionally, there's an FM radio app, and an audio recorder. Many of LG's own apps make use of the 18:9 aspect ratio. The Gallery app takes up the whole screen, for example. It's LG's square camera that's the most interesting. It splits the screen into two, with the top half for square format pictures, and the lower half for previews, or custom shots. It's a shame square camera's functionality wasn't built into the main camera app, because many people will miss it. Grid shot works especially well. The square is broken down into quarters, each filled with a still image or a 3-second video clip, which when put together tells a neat little story. There's plenty of room for creativity here, and best of all, the result can easily be shared on Facebook or Twitter, with videos intact. This is essential, and a problem Apple hasn't overcome with its similarly fun Live Photos feature. If you can't share them with your friends, we question whether it's worth it at all. Other features in Square Camera include Match Shot, which is like Grid Shot but with 2 pictures instead of 4, and Guide Shot for matching photos using a handy transparent overlay, so people can capture the same pose or composition on multiple occasions. There are 2 camera lenses on the back of the G6, both with 13 megapixels. One boasts a wider angle lens than the other. The 125-degree wide-angle lens doesn't have optical image stabilization and it has f/2.4 aperture, while the 71-degree standard lens has OIS and a far better f/1.8 aperture. You get 2 different experiences when taking pictures, especially in low light, when the standard angle lens produces pictures with more detail and less noise. However, the G6 can take some fantastic nighttime or evening shots, adding drama and atmosphere in the right environment. Used creatively, and with the right lighting, the wide-angle lens is also more than capable. The G6's selfie camera has 5 megapixels and a single 100-degree wide-angle lens, and like the main camera the 2 modes are alternated using a button on the screen. There are also several filters to apply, and a chance to manipulate skin tone and artificial lighting sources. While capable enough, selfies taken with the G6 can't match those of the Huawei P10. The wide-angle lens makes it easy to take great group shots, though, and goes a long way to redeeming the front cam's ability. The LG G6 has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor inside, plus 4 GB of RAM. There will be those who mumble complaints about the Snapdragon 821, whining it's not a super new Snapdragon 835. Don't be one of these people. Ever use the OnePlus 3T or Google Pixel? There's more than enough power inside both those phones to keep them fresh for ages, and they both have the 821 inside. LG made the decision to use the 821 in order to get the phone on sale quickly, rather than over the summer, and it shouldn't put you off at all. When we first started using the G6, the battery life was poor, barely lasting a mid to heavy use day. A software update has improved the situation, where we're seeing 25% of the battery remaining after the same level of use in a single day. That includes photo work, social networking, games, and navigation. Buying the G6 in the US will see your phone come with wireless charging, a feature not included on international versions of the phone. Using the supplied charger and USB Type-C cable charge, the 3,200 mAh cell reach capacity after about an hour and 30 minutes. LG hasn't announced the price for the G6, but carrier partners are slowly revealing their own. Verizon will sell the G6 for $672 from March 17th, with release on March 30th. We expect it to be widely available elsewhere over the coming weeks. LG traditionally gives you a 1-year warranty on smartphones, which covers either repair or replacement, plus any labor charges. You'll have to send it back to LG if it goes wrong, though. Should you buy it? Yes. The G6 is not only the first major flagship smartphone out in 2017 that we really adore, but it's also a return to what makes us love LG phones: subtle yet beautiful design, a brilliant standout feature, and a cracking camera. The software is good, too, with Google Assistant installed rather than a third-party or untested alternative, ensuring it works cohesively throughout the phone. Best of all, it's compact and easy to use with one hand, but offers a screen larger than its direct competitors. We love it, and think you will too.